The clock hit midnight, and the house still echoed with silence. The kind that hums through your veins when something's wrong, when your gut screams that the world just tilted and you're about to fall off its edge. My wife, Emily, hadn't come home. At first, I told myself not to panic. Maybe she stayed late at the hospital again. Maybe an emergency came up. She was a nurse, after all. But when the hours dragged on and her phone went straight to voicemail, that uneasy hum in my chest turned into a storm. I sat on the couch, staring at the front door like it might suddenly open and spill her inside with a rushed apology. The streetlights painted long shadows through the blinds. On the coffee table, her favorite mug, cold tea now, mocked me with its ordinary presence. Then my phone buzzed. One new message. From Emily. My heart leapt, then froze. "I'm not your property, Mark. Stop calling me." That was it. No explanation. No apology. Just a declaration that turned our 7-year marriage into ashes in a single sentence. I reread the message until the words burned into my skull. My mind clawed for meaning, rationalization, something. What did she mean? I hadn't called her in hours. Had someone else sent it from her phone? I dialed her number again. Straight to voicemail. Then I opened our last chat, just to see her typing bubbles, maybe something. Nothing. Our last conversation had been about dinner plans. I'd asked if she wanted me to pick up takeout. She'd sent a heart emoji. That was 8 hours ago. I started scrolling through her social media. Nothing new. Her last seen on WhatsApp was 9:42 p.m. The time she should have been leaving work. My brain felt like a broken engine, revving but going nowhere. I didn't want to believe it, but an old, ugly suspicion crept in, one that had been lurking in the corners for months. The late-night shifts that didn't line up. The new perfume, she said, was a sample from a coworker. The way she'd grown distant, physically there, emotionally gone. I'd felt it. God, I'd known it. But I kept shoving it down, choosing peace over confrontation, trust over truth. At 12:37 a.m., I grabbed my keys. I wasn't going to sit here waiting for ghosts. Her hospital parking lot was mostly empty, just a few cars under flickering lamps. Her silver sedan wasn't one of them. I checked the staff lounge. A janitor looked up as I entered. Looking for someone. My wife, Emily Ross. She was supposed to be on shift tonight. He frowned. Emily. She clocked out around 9:30. My stomach twisted. Did she say where she was going? He shrugged. She left with someone. Tall guy. Drives a black Audi. I felt something inside me collapse quietly, like a building caving in without a sound. I drove aimlessly, the night spinning around me. Every traffic light felt like judgment. Every memory of us, her laughter, our morning coffee, the lazy Sundays, flashed like broken film reels. The GPS of betrayal always leads you to the same destination. Disbelief. At 1:12 a.m., I parked outside the small apartment complex near the river. It wasn't random. I'd dropped her off there once months ago when she claimed she was visiting a coworker who needed help moving. My headlights cut across a black Audi. The same one the janitor mentioned. My pulse thundered in my ears. I killed the engine and sat there, the silence screaming louder than any argument we'd ever had. Then the front door of the building opened. Emily stepped out. Her hair was messy, her scrubs replaced with a hoodie I didn't recognize. She was smiling, laughing, at something the man beside her said. He brushed her cheek with his hand. She didn't flinch. She leaned into it. I froze. The world didn't just stop, it rewound, shredded itself, and played again in slow motion. Her phone light glowed briefly in her hand. Another message sent. My phone buzzed. You need to let me go. I'm not happy anymore. I almost laughed. Let her go. She was already gone. I didn't confront her. Not that night. Instead, I drove home and sat in the dark, staring at the message until dawn crept through the windows. My mind played a cruel game. If I'd done something differently, would she have stayed? Had I become too predictable? Too comfortable? Love had made me blind. Pride kept me silent. When Emily came home around 6 a.m., she looked startled to find me awake. Mark, You're up early. Couldn't sleep, I said quietly. She avoided my eyes, moving toward the bedroom. I had to stay late at the hospital. Don't, I interrupted. My voice cracked, raw from the weight of all the things I'd kept inside. I was there. Her shoulders stiffened. I saw you leave, I said. With him. For a long moment, she didn't move. Then she turned, her face pale but composed. You were spying on me. I almost laughed at the irony. You were cheating on me. She crossed her arms, her expression hardening. I told you I'm not your property, Mark. You don't own me. There it was again, the same words from the message. Cold, detached, rehearsed. I never tried to own you, I whispered. I just loved you. Something flickered in her eyes. Guilt, maybe. But it was gone as fast as it came. People change, she said. I can't keep pretending I'm happy. So you found happiness in someone else? She didn't answer. The silence between us stretched, suffocating. Years of shared memories, promises, and laughter, all reduced to this unbearable quiet. Finally, she picked up her bag. I'll come for my things later. And she walked out. Just like that. No tears, no apologies. Weeks passed. Friends offered sympathy. Her family called, confused. I didn't tell them the full story. I couldn't. Betrayal is too personal to translate. But late one night, scrolling through social media, I found a photo. Emily, standing beside that same man, her arm around him, both smiling. Caption, New Beginnings. I stared at it for a long time before turning off my phone. There was a time I'd have given anything to have her back. Now, all I wanted was to forget the sound of her voice saying, I'm not your property. Because she was right. She wasn't mine. But what she didn't realize was that I wasn't hers anymore either. And that, I suppose, was freedom, for both of us.